guys, there is a science behind every business. There's a rhythm behind every movement, or there should be. So if you're building a hair brand, you have to be mindful that there's a lot of hair companies out there. There just are. You have to stay committed, and you have to have already set in your mind that I'm going to build my hair brand and it's going to work. I speak very frequently of being passionate and being motivated, because without being passionate or motivated, I don't want to say your business isn't going to go anywhere, but I'm going to say that it's a very slim chance that your business will be successful. There's going to be times, like I say all the time, that you're going to get depressed, or that you're going to feel defeated, or you may feel that what you're doing isn't working. But let me kind of go over a couple things that may help with that. So when you're creating any type of business, there's so many dynamics to it. There's so many different functions of your business that you have to worry about. For example, with a hair business, you have to worry about not only your website, you have to worry about your social media, you have to worry about your client selfies, you have to worry about like your, your packaging. So there's so much that goes into creating a successful hair brand. Now, let's start off with the first thing. The first thing that I want to touch base on is your website. Websites are crucial, okay? They're crucial. There's a lot of different platforms that sell websites. There's a lot of do-it-your-own type of websites, and that's what I started off with when I first started selling hair back in 2013. But what I can say is times change, times evolve. So when I created my website, there weren't as many websites. I don't want to say there weren't that many hair websites, but the websites back then, the number of young women starting hair businesses can't touch the amount of hair businesses today, if that makes sense. So back then in 2013, it was a whole different platform. Virgin hair was kind of still fairly new. I know, especially in my city, really virgin hair, we didn't talk about it. We were still shopping at the beauty supply store. We were still getting Bobby Boss. That was very popular back then. Remy hair and things like that. So back then, it was a completely different game. So I did create my own website. Okay, fast forward to today, when you pretty much can go on any social media platform and see some hair company advertising. You have to make sure that you're up to par in every aspect. Now, I don't say that saying that, you know, if you don't have everything together, don't start. I'm not saying that at all, because the kind of person that I am, I start with what I have. I move with what I got. You know, so I've never been someone to just sit around and just wait. For me, I just go into it. And the reason being, everyone works differently, everyone's mind is created differently. But for me, if I sit around and I think about it too long, I'm probably not going to do it. I talk myself out of it. I find ways, I find excuses not to do it. I procrastinate, something else comes up, something happens where I have to spend the money that I was going to use on my hair business for something else. So my whole motto is, if you are really confident and you want to do this industry, then go for it. Just go into it. But go into it knowing, this is my plan. This is what I'm going to do to develop. This is what I'm going to do to evolve. So back to the website. There's a lot of different website platforms that you can go on to. Me, for Bad Chick Hair, I use Shopify. The reason I use Shopify is because it has great search engine optimization. It's very, I don't want to say it's very user-friendly. It took me a while to get used to how to deal with Shopify, and coming from GoDaddy.com, GoDaddy is very simple. It's very easy to navigate. That's what I use. It's a very simple website, but being that it's very simple, it didn't have all of the capabilities that I needed for my website to be successful. When I was on GoDaddy, I never really got anyone to subscribe to my mailing list, because it was just a flat page. When I say flat, there was nothing jumping out at you. There weren't any pop-ups that would say, hey, sign up here. There weren't any chat options. Hey, click this button to chat with a representative. There wasn't the bells and whistles. It was just a standard website, plain. And so when you're thinking about creating your website, you have to first keep in mind your audience. Who are you mainly targeting? What type of woman? Now, when I ask people that question, a lot of people say, I'm targeting everyone. That's true. You want to target everyone. But again, you have to focus on what your main customer base is. So who you're mainly targeting. And a lot of times, if you're a brand new starter business, you may not know who exactly your target is or who your age bracket is. So what I would do is I would go to Instagram. On Instagram, you can click your post and it shows you kind of like I don't know if it does this for all pages, but I know for a business page, it kind of shows you where the majority of your followers are from, which cities they're from, what age bracket they're in. Shopify does the same thing. If I get an order, it shows me, you know, where this customer came from. Did they watch a YouTube video and then decide to purchase? Did they come from Facebook and then decide to purchase? Did they come from Instagram and then decide to purchase? That's very important because that lets me know, okay, so this is where I'm at right now. If I'm trying to focus a sale in a different part of the world, or say I'm trying to focus a sale in Chicago, but most of the people that are buying my products are in, let's say, Battle Creek. Okay, we still want to keep the momentum going in Battle Creek, but we need to find a way to drive traffic to Chicago as well. So that may mean more hashtags that are popular in Chicago. That may mean more hairstyles. You may have to do some research. What are, you know, women in Chicago wearing right now? What's more popular, lace fronts or closures? What's more popular, frontals or 360 front? You know what I mean? So you have to kind of do your research and see who you're actually targeting. So that's, the website is a huge portion. Also, making your website not boring. Now, it kind of gets complicated when you're trying not to make your website, you don't want it to be unprofessional, but then you don't want it to be too boring and uptight. Me, a lot of times, I'm a very uptight person. It may not seem like it to you guys, but I am. I'm very kind of like black and white, like get to the point. But when you're in a business, you have to realize not everyone thinks like you. Okay, there may not be people that want to just sit there and read a whole paragraph about why you started your business. And there may be people that do. So you have to find a way, okay, how can I bridge this together so that people that want to read and people that really don't want to read can get the information that they need and still move forward. So it's a lot of decision making. It's a lot of mathematics and research and specific targets that goes into creating your website and building your hair brand. And that takes time. A lot of people, you know, always ask me, why does it take time? And why? It takes time because you have to figure out the rhythm. You have to figure out what you're doing, what works and what doesn't work. And it's going to take time. You guys, if you find a recipe for overnight success, let me know because I still haven't found that. But, you know, in my experience, it's going to take time and that's okay. Every day is a learning experience. I don't take anything for granted. Everything I learn, it goes right back into helping me become a better brand. Okay, so we already got that out the way, that a website is very, very important. We do offer website builder services. The link will be in the bottom of the description. So if you do need assistance creating your website, I'm more than happy to help. So yes, you guys, I would definitely, let me just sum it up really quickly. I would go with Shopify if you can. Shopify is very inexpensive. It just has more options. It has more bells and whistles with it, and that's what you need, and in my opinion, in today's society. GoDaddy is very user-friendly. If you really are someone that doesn't really get on the internet, you really don't like navigating it, go to GoDaddy. But like I said, it's going to be a very flat and basic website. So that may take you a little bit longer to get more sales. Let me throw this out there too. Keep in mind you're an online business, so people really can't walk into your establishment and make sure that you're legitimate. So a lot of people are kind of skeptical about purchasing from you. If they don't know your name, if you're not a huge brand, if you're just starting out, not only are people looking to see, okay, does she have good quality? Is she professional? But they're also looking to see, is this a scam? Can I purchase from this website without them taking my money? So it's very important to put your reviews back on the website. It's very important to have a website that looks legitimate. And when I say looks legitimate, have you ever been to a website that just has like a lot of different pop-ups coming up and a website that just looks like it's kind of shady, like the images are cropped from Google and you're just looking like this does not feel right? So you're not going to buy there. You're not going to spend hundreds of dollars on a website that you think may possibly be illegitimate. You want to make sure that it's an actual website. So keep that in mind when you're designing your website. Don't design it just for you, but actually design it for like your customers. Design it for, if you were shopping, would you buy from yourself? Would you purchase from this website? No. Okay, so if you wouldn't, figure out, you know, what would make you purchase and kind of go off that. And also, like I say before, ask your friends, ask your family members, take polls if you have to. But just make sure that you find a website that's professional, that's still very hip, still has a lot of pop-ups, still has a lot of color, has a lot of information, but not to the point where it's just like a novel. And it's very user-friendly, because no one's going to sit on a website trying to figure out how to read your shipping policy and how to get to different textures. They want to just go there and purchase. If it's not easy, they'll go someplace else where it is easy to purchase. Me too. I'm not going to sit there and try to find a way to purchase hair for 15 minutes if I can go right to the next page and buy hair and have it here. So that's why it's very important to have like a chat option on your website. That's why it's very important, like I said, to have the bells and whistles. And that's why I use Shopify. If you do decide to use our website builder services, then your website will be built on Shopify. So you will have the option to customize it after we build your website as well, add different chat options if you'd like. And it's a whole bunch of stuff that's very, very cool. So the next thing that I want to talk about in making sure that your business is successful is making sure that your social media pages link up. So on Instagram right now, you have a way to put like an @ under your name to tag your business or tag another page. You want to make sure that you're tagging your business. So if you have a personal page, I would make sure that you go through your personal page and make sure that it's, I don't want to say professional, but make sure that it's something that you would not mind your customers seeing. So for me, that's kind of like professional. So if you're posting political images that you may not want to offend someone else, delete it. If you're posting images of, you know, something personal or an argument that you have with your friend and you don't want your customers to see it, delete it. Because if they go to your page, you know, just keep in mind, people are going to judge you. That's just everyday life. People judge you by what you wear. They judge you by what you say, your posture. They judge you by your name. I mean, you get judged all day, every day. So I don't want to come in here acting like it's just a perfect world. It's not. So if you know that you're getting judged, I don't want to say use it to your advantage, but use it to your advantage. Use everything to your advantage and say, okay, so this is what I'm going to post. This is what I'm going to show. You can choose on social media what you're going to show and what you're not. It's a choice. So go through your page, make sure it all looks pretty good. I say professional, but I know a lot of people, you know, kind of stray away from that word. So whatever word fits you best, as long as you're okay with your customers seeing it. And then you want to make sure that you put @ your business name so that when people go to your page, your friends, your family, people that are interested in you, they can go right over to your hair page and spread the word. Sorry guys, my allergies. But the same thing with your hair page. You want to make sure that you @ yourself so that you can kind of continue to get those followers on both pages, because a lot of times people purchase from who they feel comfortable with and who they like. So sometimes a hair company can get a lot of orders, not even because their hair is just the bomb, not even just because their website is the bomb. It's because they love that person. The person's very good with customer service. The person's very patient, polite, professional. The person's very prompt, and that makes a customer comfortable with ordering. Another thing that I want to address on making sure that your business generates money is making sure that you have a great relationship with your connect or with your distributor or whoever you're getting your hair from. Or the women that do drop shipping with me and wholesale with me know I'm very prompt. If I don't respond like that day, I'm responding the next day. I always respond. I always want to reply, and I always want to keep an open line of communication because that's key. If you have a question about hair and you're creating a hair business, your business is contingent on your vendor responding back. If you don't know the answer to something, like say I have a woman that's drop shipping and a client asks her, what is the longest length that I could order? I see on your website you go up to 28 inches, but what can I possibly get a 30 inch? If she doesn't know that, she asks me, I need to be able to reply to her in a timely manner so that she can go back and tell her client that. So make sure that you're always keeping a good line of communication open with your vendor. If you're not, then a lot of things, you know, I don't know if you've ever witnessed this, but you might purchase hair from a hair company and then you love their hair, and then like 2 weeks later you purchase and it's like completely different hair. You're like, this is not what I just got. It's because they have a new vendor or they're buying from someone else. You want to make sure that your vendor is in good communication with you so that every time you send out your client's hair, it's the same hair. It's the same type of quality. They don't get a good batch 1 week and the next week it's a bad batch. You want to make sure that everything's consistent. Brings me to my next point. Consistency is key. So you don't want to just post things sporadically. Like for me, when I first started in 2013, I really didn't have a lot of followers on Instagram, and I still really don't have a lot of followers, but I had maybe a couple hundred. Right now I'm at like almost 4,000 or 4,000 and something. But I would see other hair companies, you know, gaining a lot of followers, and I would just feel like, okay, I'm not doing enough. So I would just literally post like 10 pictures in a day and really not get any any response from it. I'll be like, what did I do wrong? Why am I not getting followed? It's because everything is calculated. So you have to make sure that when you post a picture, you're putting the right hashtags. And I'm still learning how to do that. And even though someone doesn't like your picture, if they follow you, they still want to see what you're doing. And you may have people that don't like or follow, but still buy your hair at the end of the day. So it's necessary. Even if you're not getting the likes or the feedback that you want, still post. Don't let that get you discouraged. But like I was saying, you don't want to just post everything in a day. You know, you want to make sure that you Google, and I do this too, the times that people are going to be most active on Instagram, and then post that. I haven't done that in a while because I just have been really busy, but I know when I do want a lot of likes, when I am trying to promote something pretty big, whether it be a sale or a different hair texture, then I do my research. Okay, what time should I post? What hashtag should I use? Go back to my website. What cities are purchasing the most from me? So you want to make sure that you do your research. Another thing that you want to keep in mind is selfies. Now, a great portion of Btalks Hair is built on the wholesale and drop shipping. So for the wholesale and drop shipping, it's very hard for me to get client selfies because, of course, I'm in the back. So no one really wants everyone to know who their vendor is for obvious reasons. If you knew who Sally was drop shipping through, it'd be easy for you just to look at both websites. Okay, they have the same hair. Btalks Hair is lower. I must shop at Btalks Hair. You know what I mean? So we don't want that to happen. We don't want there to be any kind of competition or anything like that. So when we're doing drop shipping and wholesale, we stay in the background. We're in the back. So it's very hard for me to get client selfies and reviews too, because it's like, if they give a review, you're gonna know that they're working drop shipping and wholesale with me. And like I said, a lot of people like to keep their vendors private, which is fine. I respect that. So I have to rely on the customer selfies, the client selfies. And you have to keep in mind, I'm gonna start being better about this, but when your clients send a picture, you'll get a lot of pictures in, but there'll be pictures that may be very dark. So what I mean by that is like someone took a picture in maybe their bedroom without the light turned on. So you can see an image, but you really can't see the hair. Or maybe a picture where it's very, very inappropriate. Like you even try to crop the picture, but you still can't crop it enough to make it look okay enough to post on your social media. Or you'll get pictures where the picture just looks like the phone was shaking, like it's not a still clear picture. So it can be very challenging. It can be very challenging at times to get professional selfies, and I struggle with that still. So I'm thinking that I'm going to start giving an incentive on clients that do share their selfies, the good selfies, send them a thank you, something back, and be able to really show them that I appreciate it, because it's so hard, you guys. Like I can get maybe 10 selfies, and this has happened before. I've gotten like maybe 10 selfies and I couldn't post any of them because either the lighting, the stillness of the camera, or the explicitness of the photo was just like, I can't post this. But I think there is like another app where you can put like stickers. I used to have it. I don't know what it's called, but like stickers or kind of emojis over a picture so that you won't see the explicitness of it. So I may have to start doing that. But yeah, guys, make sure that if you are creating a hair website that you get great customer selfies and great feedback. So you guys, I'm trying to think of other things. There's so much more that goes into it. There's packaging, there's different branding, but this video is already like 20 minutes, and I promised myself that I wasn't gonna bore you guys talking for like an hour long. So I'm gonna end this video here, and I will make another part 2. If you guys have any questions, feel free to send me emails, tag me, let me know. I'm more than happy to answer any of your questions. I wanna give you content that you wanna see, so if you have any requested videos, please link them down below, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.